From our sponsor, Manscaped. They're the leaders in below the belt male grooming. They're the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. The Lawnmower 4.0 is still undefeated to this day. Nobody has beaten it. Ceramic blades, advanced skin safe technology to help cut down on those grooming accidents. It is waterproof so you can shave in the shower, and it has an LED light so you can shave in the dark in the shower. But do not get out of that shower because we have package deals for you, man. In case you're a fan of package deals, Manscaped has the performance package, right? Now, in the performance package, it comes with the Lawnmower 4.0. It comes with the Weed Whacker, which is a nose and ear hair trimmer, right? So you shave up your man parts, then you hit your nose, then you hit your ears. Well, what else comes with that performance package? You got ball toner, you got ball deodorant. Bro, Manscaped even comes with complimentary Manscaped boxers. I have graduated them to my lucky draws. And if you act now, you get a Manscaped travel shed bag to keep all of your goodies in. Listen, this is what I want to do. I want to save y'all some money. Voch says this. Go to manscaped.com. Get everything over there. Get the performance package. Throw a couple more lawnmowers in there. Use promo code VOCH20. VOCH 20 to get 20% off and free shipping. And don't forget that Manscaped ships internationally. All right, love y'all to pieces. Manscaped.com. You bought.
Beats Planet.
Tell you ungrateful ingrate something real quick. Let me just talk to y'all real fast. Okay? I've been doing this show for a long time. A long time. And it's very rare that you run into technical difficulties on the show when you're talking about the Lombardi. We tend to keep things pretty smooth around here, okay? So we finally try to upgrade a little bit for y'all ungrateful asses, you know what I'm saying? We try to do some extra things. We hire a producer, the best one in the business, Master William. But if any little old thing go wrong, boy, oh shit, Voch got the old cricket modem I seen, you know what I mean? Voch stealing the Wi-Fi again. Somebody's stealing the Voch Wi-Fi again. Oh, y'all think you're funny. You think you're funny with your goofy little jokes, but it's all right though, because yesterday's show does not matter. It's all about the next show. Now see, Will said this is funny, right? If we have a banger of a show on Monday, then Tuesday's show don't matter. They only want to be entertained today. But let some nonsense happen with Monday's show. They're gonna be talking about my modem being bad all the way till Friday, and I think that's a piece of shit. But it's okay, because I love y'all to pieces. At the end of the day, Volume pays me good money to come in here Monday through Thursday and entertain y'all. So whether you like it or not, we're going to be here to put the good work in. I appreciate y'all for being here. Salute, salute, salute. I'm your host, Lombardicus Prime.
You are watching
Christmas is coming. You hear me?
In my mind.
VOCHLOMBARDI for all of those that may be curious about where to find me there. And I'm being point guarded by the best. Let me not hit this button before my computer blow up or some shit.
Santa Claus on the ceiling. Big Willie chilling. Pinch the Grinch for being a holiday film.
I was on the bomb squad for 10 years.
What's good with you, sir? Come on.
Finally. I said, finally. The Eagles have come back with Gardner Minshew.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Who in the blue hell are you?
Who? Gardner Minshew? No, I'm just playing, man. We'll get to that, I'm sure, Voch. But what's good, squad? How y'all doing, man?
Of course, man. Let me just say yesterday, man, you know, this is a Cowboy-centric show. So a lot of y'all in Texas, right? Texas weather's being pretty weird right now. You know what I mean? It's windy out here. It's cool out here. It's kind of cold right now. And the shit going to be like 15 degrees on Friday or some little nonsense like that. So yesterday, my lights flickered, right? My electricity just went off for like 5 minutes or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's what, it wasn't even the modem this time because the Wi-Fi and the modem have been fine for the past couple of shows, right? But this is a whole nother issue. This was simply the lights going out. And look, I would have loved to hop back on, but fuck, if you ain't got no lights, you ain't got no Wi-Fi, man. You know what I mean? So that's what y'all want me to do, bro. It is what it is. But we got a pretty good show for y'all today. It's already 3:23, so we're only gonna talk to y'all for 30 minutes. Forget about it. I'm bullshitting. I got some sound clips, man. We talked to the coaches, man. We talked to Michael McCarthy and Daniel Quinn just to kind of get their vibes, to get their sides of the stories. Of course, we're going to have a conversation with Will Steele about a lot of these topics here. I got a chance to watch the film, both sides. Will Steele, did you watch the film on both sides, sir?
No, sir. I stuck with offense because there was so much in there, but defense will be later today and tomorrow morning.
I got you, Will. Still, we're gonna curate the show to that information that you gave me. No problem, man. No problem. And Jalen Hurts allegedly. We don't know what's going on, man. We don't know what's going on with that, man. Apparently, it's gamesmanship. Apparently, he's hurt. Apparently, he's fine. Apparently, it's Gardner Minshew season. You know what I mean? So, you know, me and Will still be discussing the ins and outs of those things, of course. So, we got a pretty good show today on Voch Lombardi Live here on the Volume. Now, what we're gonna do, chat? I want y'all to just be aware of the schedule coming up. This is the holiday season.
Yeah.
So I ain't just gonna be working just all week for y'all. You know what I mean? Like there will be breaks taken here. You know what I mean? The key word in vacation is to vacate. You understand? So at some point we will be vacating the premises and we'll be coming back. But y'all just stay tuned for those developments. We'll let you know what those are. But we might not have a Thursday show, but there will be a today and a Wednesday show. Now, let's get into some of these sound clips here. Now, mind you, me and Will still did not do a sound check. So if it sounds, pardon me, but y'all be all right. This sound should be fine.
We'll be good.
Like I said, Michael McCarthy and Daniel Quinn. We just wanted to tap in with a few of their quotes. Mike McCarthy was asked about Dak Prescott, in which there are still I am legend monsters on the internet that somehow think that Dak Prescott played bad. John Middlecoff of the Volume. You know, some people think that Dak. I said his name. Will Steele.
Drop it.
Some people think that, you know what I mean, Dak is not to be trusted, or that, you know, Dak out here bullshitting. Well, okay, well, here's what Dak's head coach had to say about Dak.
I think it's just like everything, and just, Clarence questions everybody's questions. I mean, we have an evaluation process. Well, it's an excellent one. I'm confident in that, and every play is graded. I can stand here, with confidence and tell you the quarterback position is graded with extreme detail. Dak Prescott played at an extremely high level yesterday. Extremely high level. Just go watch the tape. You got to go deeper than the statistics. I mean, statistics point directions, highlight things, but sometimes it doesn't tell the whole story. He had the first interception was, a decision that, you got to just take the sack there, or, try to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10. So, but other than that, he made a second base throw on a second interception. That ball was placed right where it needed to be. So but other than that, I thought he played at an extremely high level. And most importantly, he needs to keep firing. He needs to keep going. So let's make that clear. So we're not slowing down.
Let's make that clear.
Let's make that clear for all y'all bitch asses out there talking all that shit. We ain't slowing down. We gonna keep throwing that mud. Now, Will Steele, I did listen to Mike McCarthy, man. The first thing that kind of popped up in my mind, though, I understand that we maybe don't like the turnovers or whatnot, man. But I would love to talk to a Packers fan that was out when Brett Favre was out here throwing interceptions, but they won a Super Bowl regardless of it. You know what I mean? I wanted to do they care about those turnovers? You know what I mean? Or do they care that we was whooping ass downfield? You know what I mean? I think all these questions are, are valid, right? Because look, Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen have also thrown interceptions, right? But when you get that thing that they do downfield, I think they kind of live with that. Chiefs fans don't want to dial back Pat Mahomes. You know what I mean? Buffalo fans don't want to dial back Josh Allen. And I know it's unfair when we get on the internet, we're like, well, Voch, Pat can throw all the interceptions he wants because he's a Super Bowl champion. You know what I mean? I hate that little argument or whatever. You know what I mean? Because yeah, that's what he was. Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. He is an ex-Super Bowl champion. But we're talking about just these two things. We're just talking about A and B right now. A and B of, hey, do you live with interceptions, to be more dangerous downfield, to be aggressive downfield? And Mike McCarthy said, hey, yo, for sure. For sure, 100%. You know what I mean? And what bothers me about this is even in that context, right? Cowboy fans and a lot of these people, I don't even want to be mentioning them for real, because they don't watch the game more than one time. Some people can watch the game one time, Will Steele. They may be at Texas Live. They may be at Yard House. They may be drinking. They may be texting they side piece, texting their ex-wife. They may be, playing games on their phone, Shady McCoy, and they may look up and they may see something and they be like, oh, okay, well, that happened. That's all I'm going to base my opinion on, and they'll never see the game twice. But then you got people that'll watch the broadcast view immediately after it goes off. They'll watch the coach's film when it comes out. They'll watch the coach's film 2 times. They'll watch it for a 3rd time on patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, and they'll gather more information. What bothers me is that people make that assessment after just one sample size, and then that's where they're going to run with their content or whatever, right? Now, I said that to say this. I was on the Twitter machine today, Will Steele. Now, we all have a weird relationship with PFF and their grades or whatever. I don't really rock with PFF grades because, everybody grades different. My grades are going to be different. You understand? But PFF is solid for pulling weird stats, right? Just pulling direct stats, nuanced stats, particular stats or whatever, right? Our good friend John Owning, who is a PFF affiliate. Did you see this, Will Steele?
No.
All right, cool. John Owning said this, Will Steele. John Owning says Dak Prescott is tied for the most interceptions, which is 6.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah,
for the most interceptions on plays that weren't deemed turnover worthy, which are plays that, which is turnovers that weren't his fault. And to be fair, as a Dak Prescott apologist, as what people would call me, I think it's more than 6. I think I done looked at some of these Dak Prescott interceptions. It's probably been more than 6. But if you just take those 6 interceptions, right, and you take it off 11, I'm bad with the math. What is that, 7 or something? What's that, 6? No, it's 5. So cool. So that's 5 interceptions that's not on Dak Prescott, Will Steele. I mean, pardon me, that's 5 interceptions that are on Dak Prescott. What do you think about that, Will Steele?
You're fighting this fight. I'm completely out on this fight
because I'm sick of these people. Will Steele, I'm sick of them.
But you're not. You just can't win with these people, right? Like you just cannot win with these people. So, if Dak was playing bad and these interceptions were just like, yo, what the hell is going on out here? That's a different story. That's not the case. That's not the case in this situation. Listen, when you're backed up the way we were backed up the last 2 weeks and those picks happen, both times they happen with him getting hit, number 1. Number 2, both times, if it was a sack that happened prior to that, our offensive coordinator seems to lack common sense in these situations. If your offensive line is struggling against a pass rush and you're backed up inside your 20, and after a play that gets a sack that loses 8 to 15 yards, the other week it was the fumble, why in God's green earth would you drop back in standard pass again where they're having success pass rushing and throw the ball?
Yeah.
So, it's things like that could eliminate those situations. But listen, if he was out here just throwing terrible picks because he can't throw or something like that, then yeah, we'd have a different conversation. It's not the case here, man. But you'll never get that through people because most fans are casual fans. Most fans don't put on the tape. Most fans don't look at statistics or analytics or anything like that. They watch broadcasts, they hear the broadcasters, they look on Twitter, and they see these people say stuff, and then they're groupthink type of people or they're trolls. So, I don't like to even talk to those type of people. I'd rather have a quality conversation with people that have quality content to talk about. But context matters, and casuals don't care about context.
So you are good with the idea of this offense, being aggressive, staying, downfield passing, seeing the defense and attacking it, right? You're not one of these dial it back.
We're not aggressive. But that's the funny thing. This offense is not aggressive. Your quarterback is good. That's the difference. The concepts are nothing about these concepts or quality aggressive concepts at all, unless he gets in that bag, right? And I'm talking about Kellen Moore, where we're doing the pre-snap motion. We got CeeDee Lamb coming across, things like that. Your quarterback just happens to be hitting these windows sometimes, throwing these deep balls where nobody's really open deep. I'm not just saying this. Go put on the tape. Like, it's not like people just running wide open deep. We don't have overs where guys are wide open. That's not the case. Your quarterback is just literally fitting these balls in windows with the concepts that's given to him. So, what do you want to do? Shrink it even more? Not you. I'm talking to them. Yeah, you want to shrink this playbook even more? It's already shrunk enough, if that's even a word. So I'm fine with them continuing to do what they're going to do unless Kellen Moore somehow, some way finds a different style of playbook, and I don't see that happening.
Yeah, man. I just it's just, if I see it from miscellaneous Twitter people, that's fine, right? Because they not supposed to know better, right? But these Cowboy fans that bother me, and then what'll happen is some dude with a platform, some dude on TV, some dude with a podcast, you know what I mean? They'll go and listen to them, and then before you know it, it turns into a thing. I know, but Dak Prescott played so fucking good just Sunday, though, Will Steele. Dak played incredible. Incredible, man.
I know.
That motherfucker was efficient. He was getting rid of the ball quickly. He was leading guys open. He's carrying Noah Brown, man. Michael Gallup ain't been good, but damn, like he's, man, like Dak to CeeDee Lamb, bro. Like, remember that conversation we was having early in the season, man? It was like, hey, man, CeeDee Lamb ain't really earning his clout right now. I CeeDee. My bad, bro. We have gathered new information. We've changed our mind, sir. I can't wait to pay CeeDee Lamb. That motherfucker ain't going nowhere. I can't wait to draft somebody to compliment CeeDee Lamb to go along with him, bro. CeeDee Lamb is going crazy, Will Steele. Dak Prescott's going crazy, Will Steele. Tony Pollard in the run game. Tony and Zeke, because Twan in here. Tony and Zeke, sure, but Tony in particular, they're going crazy out here, Will Steele. I just hope we don't get to the playoffs and Kellen's the one that stinks all this shit up. That's my big thing.
I just got one question.
Yes, sir.
Is CeeDee Lamb a number one wide receiver? That's all I want to know, Martise. Come on in. The water is warm.
Now, Will, I said we was going to move on from this. I let you speak. I let Martise speak. We're not gonna talk shit about Martise anymore, Will. Okay. Still. So, right, bro, like, so look.
I'm sorry. I just see CeeDee Lamb playing so good, man, and it's just like, how dare you?
I just don't want people to get sensitive about it. Will Still, I just don't want people to get sensitive about it, Will Still. You know what I mean? That's all. But CeeDee Lamb played no, it's cool. It's cool. But CeeDee Lamb played a fantastic game. We're gonna do that. We're gonna move on. Let's see. Up next, Dan Quinn said, Martise, answer the fucking question. Answer the question, Martise. Is CeeDee Lamb a number one receiver or what? Is CeeDee Lamb a number one receiver or what? Say it again, Martise, because every time you say it, he just come back better and better and better and better. Say it again, sir. Please, sir, because I'm superstitious. Will Steele is superstitious. Say it again, because every time you dig yourself in this hole, CeeDee Lamb just come back better. Please. I beg you, sir.
You said what now?
Say something.
No! Oh! Say it again. Say something else. Oh! Say something else. Say something else.
Boy, Martise got to be watching the games on Sunday, man. Like, man, I know Voch and Will, but to get me down. But the best part about it is you don't know when we gonna get you.
Yep.
You don't know where we go. We're not gonna get you Monday. That's easy. We're not gonna get you on Monday. That's easy, sir. We're gonna wait till the middle of the Tuesday show to beat you upside the head. Martise, I understand what you're saying, bro. I feel you made your point, but I feel like at one point, and I could be wrong about this, at one point you was making your point about why Christian Kirk probably more of a number one receiver than CeeDee Lamb. Fuck, man. I don't know what to say to you, Marty.
I don't want the bit to go away because he just keep eating.
He keep eating, Will, still.
It's like he listened to this show and like, nah, Marty said I ain't number one. Let's go out here and eat.
Bro, that thing that CeeDee Lamb was doing, that Oklahoma, you can't tackle me thing, that I'm going to make one move, give myself 15 more yards of space, and then finish my run, dog. Like, bro,
okay.
like CeeDee.
I know you want to move on from the Lamb thing, but
I'm bullshitting. Please, let's talk about Lamb, please.
You watch CeeDee Lamb's elite yak ability, by the way, right? We talked about that. You watched that over the last 4 weeks. How in the hell are we not getting quick passes to him, like, screens, or I don't care if it's end rounds or whatever, just get the ball to him quick, because we don't do screens well, but it can't be hard to just throw the ball out to CeeDee Lamb at the line of scrimmage and just say, yo, make somebody miss. Like, why don't we
what, Will? There should never be a time, to your point, right? When we see any of these other teams, let me put you on this side so I can be looking at you, Will, still. There we go. There should never be a time. My bad. There should never be a time, right? If the Bengals got something on the line, Will, still, they find a way to get Jamar the ball.
Mm-hmm.
When Oakland got something on the line, they find a way to get Devontae the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You find a way to get your number ones the ball. No disrespect to Noah Brown, because Noah Brown did all he could do. He used up all his superpowers that game, right? But when it's on the line, I don't want Dak Prescott.
The conference has been unlocked.
I don't want Dak Prescott to choose which guy I'm going to get the ball to. You know what I mean? And to be fair, it was a rub right to get Noah Brown open, but fuck, man, get CeeDee Lamb the ball right there. Get your best dudes the ball, because every other team with a number one receiver, thank you, Martise, every other team with a number one receiver, in crunch time, they find a way to get their best guys the football.
Right.
So why can't we do that? Why do I have to leave it? All right, Dak, find an open guy. No, I want you to run this CeeDee Lamb design play. It ain't got to be a goofy double reverse. It could be down the field somewhere, right? Get CeeDee Lamb the football and let him make the play. That's what I want from my offense coordinator.
Yeah, well, I did a whole damn show today on that offensive coordinator. Got my blood pressure high, but film kind of brings me back down. You watched the film, so let them know what you saw today, man.
Well, we watched defense today on Patreon. We watched offensive line yesterday on Patreon, and I just watched some general offensive things on my own, man. It just came down to big plays, man. It just came down to big plays. And Mike McCarthy actually said that. It came down to who made the most plays. And, our defense did kind of put us in a little bit of a situation, man. But I think that's because Trevor Lawrence was just playing some goddamn fantastic. Trevor Lawrence played some goddamn fantastic football. And I'd be damned, Will, still Doug Peterson made it difficult for us. You know what I mean? I would love for Kellen Moore to do some shit like that, just make it difficult on the other side.
Kellen and Doug, that was a fantastic back and forth. The difference, well, I shouldn't say the difference because the Cowboys defense was getting stops at the end. But the difference is Kellen just stopped doing what was working in those crunch moments. And crunch moments isn't always fourth quarter overtime. Crunch moments can be, I'm backed up inside my 15. Crunch moments can be on third down, right? It just, for whatever reason, he kind of stopped doing those things. And, when we were converting, Dak was just doing Dak shit.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Even with Doug Peterson, though, right? He finds a way to get Christian Kirk and Zay Jones and Marvin Jones going. You know what I mean? I feel like we got enough dudes. I feel like we got better dudes than that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to keep making this a Kellen Moore thing, even though this is a Kellen Moore thing. But let's get back into some of these clips, and then that's gonna get into my further film talk or whatever. Gotcha. We just had to beat up on Martise real fast. Let me get back to my soundboard. Here we go. All right. They asked Mike McCarthy. What else he say? Cool. Mike McCarthy responded to the idea. Mike has been saying that, hey, teams play us totally different when we come into town as opposed to what they see on film. They asked Mike McCarthy, hey, sir, what do you think about Micah Parsons saying that? And Mike McCarthy had this to say.
One game or all year? Or?
A lot of these games here lately, he said what you're seeing on film leading into is different than what you are actually getting on Sundays.
Well, I mean, teams change up. There's, we're clearly at this point in the season, there's conceptually, there's not a whole lot you haven't seen. I mean, I just think as far as, Jacksonville's offense versus our defense, they threw a lot at us. In Mike's particular focal point. It's people are not just going to let him run up. They're not going to leave him one-on-one out there. So he's seeing all the different combinations of chips and presence and protection, and he'll be seeing that the rest of his career. So there's things you do to combat that, and we'll just keep working. That's football.
So a big conversation that we're having last week going into this week was about the pass rush and the pressure and Voch, where the sacks and things of that nature, right? So on the Patreon today, by the way, we watched the D line to really figure out what was going on in the run game, which is a totally different problem. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the pass rush, right? People was asking, where's our pass rush versus Trevor Lawrence this week? And they gave us opportunities to pass rush, right? I did this extensively last week on the Patreon versus
hell yeah,
Texans.
they did.
Yeah, for sure. The Texans didn't give us a whole bunch of opportunities to pass rush. Trevor Lawrence actually dropped back and gave us chances to sack him. He held the ball a little bit longer, which is probably why Micah got 11 pressures and 1 sack this game, which is a fantastic game for Micah. But where were the other guys? Where were the rest of the guys? And basically, Dan Quinn just chalked that up to the other guys got to win. You know what I mean? The other guys just got to do a little better. They got to do their thing. Sure, Trevor Lawrence is playing some fantastic football right now, but it was just more so of an execution thing. So this was one of them games to where we had the chance to do it. Micah Parsons got there and took care of his business, but the other guys did not. And here's Dan Quinn touching on that before we talk about it a little bit more.
I think there's that variability built in, and this was actually a game that I thought they played more traditional in that space than other teams had. And so for us not delivering on those, I thought we missed some opportunities to finish Trevor, in the rush and into the sack. So not being able to finish, I think, was as big a component as anything else. Because once they got into, some drop back game, it wasn't as unusual as, some of the things that we've seen over the last few weeks. So it was more traditional in this game. We just didn't nail it in the same space that we needed to in terms of the finish of it. But like I said, I certainly expect us to do that. We've been on that space for a good part of our season, and I anticipate that to continue for us in terms of us moving forward and finishing and, rushing the QB like we like.
We had our opportunities. We just didn't finish, or at least the rest of the guys didn't finish. There were pressures, though. Billy D had some pressures. Micah had some pressures. So, yeah, we just got to finish. We just got to do a little better with that. So I'd say we had a bad day pass rushing, but the run game was a totally different issue. We'll talk about that in 2 seconds here. Martise, are you ready to yield?
Oh, yeah, Martise.
I'm in line like everybody else.
Are you ready to yield? But I'm asking you about CeeDee Lamb. Are you ready to yield?
Until the season, I will wait until the season is over.
Martise, are you ready to yield?
Are
you ready to yield?
I gotta give him credit. He is 10 toes down. He pours cement on his feet.
He ain't moving. He ain't moving.
Oh Lord.
He played great.
He's been playing great.
He's been playing great. Your subject, your verbs ain't agreeing. He's been playing great. Go on.
I have different standards for number ones. That's it. I ain't hating on CeeDee Lamb. I don't want nobody to think I'm a Cowboys hater, so I'm gonna leave that one alone.
How do you
very different standards on number one? That's it.
So Martise, so how do you think Christian Kirk plays, sir?
He didn't play. He started getting off a little bit toward the end of the game.
Oh, rub route.
But again, my point is, simple. I never said Christian Kirk was better than him.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
Everybody keeps on out yards. I said if you're just going to talk about yards, he's on a worse team. In their yards are almost equal. It still is. So we can't use the yard argument. We got 8 catches more.
No, we're not using yards as to say he's the number one.
No, we're not using yards. Okay.
I'm talking about in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, we're implying anybody with these kind of stats, you got to say they're number one if they're the best guy.
So Martise,
I started asking people, is Kirk a one? Some folks started saying yes. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, y'all got it.
But Martise, you don't think CeeDee Lamb been doing wide receiver one things these past couple weeks since Dak has been
months
since Dak has been back? Well, shit, even with what's his name. So you don't think Martise, you don't think CeeDee Lamb's been doing wide receiver one thing for the past few months? Hello? Okay, Martise hung on the football then. Okay, I hung on the football. He hung on the phone. It wasn't me because I had my damn, So I ain't hang up on. He hung up on himself. So all right. Oh well, there you go. Martise talked up his anytime. It is anytime. Go ahead, Martise. Martise, you don't think that CeeDee Lamb has been playing wide receiver one like football for the last few months?
Oh Lord,
Martise.
Let's just move on, bro. Let's just
we just gonna get on about here, man. We just gonna get on about here, man. What was we just talking about? Pass rush opportunities, right? So the D line didn't do great in that department. All right, cool. But the run game was totally different.
Before you move on to the run game, do you have any concerns about the pass rush moving forward?
No, because I think we got the dudes to do it. And I just think we have to do a good job of putting teams in that hole. You know what I mean? The Jags never felt, the urgency of being. I mean, I don't know. They was down by 17.
Yeah, they was down by 17, man.
They was down by 17.
And they converted 2 third downs that were throws.
Sure.
For touchdowns. I want to be with you. I want to say no, but the conversation that we had yesterday, are the dudes kind of hitting their wall, right? Like,
sure.
As much as everybody loved Dorrance Armstrong, like, guys, we can't expect DA to be a 16 sack guy.
Yeah.
Like, he got 8, right? Like, that's about what we thought he'd get this year.
Sure.
Do we think he's going to turn it on and get 5 more? Dante Fowler, we always thought he'd be a situational pass rusher who's got the juice, but I looked at Dante as a guy to get you 6 to 8. He's got about 6. Are we looking at the cap there? D-Law is going to be D-Law, right? So, D-Law is going to have his moments and whatnot. I'm not really too worried about him. Micah is Micah. However, is Micah. I'm not saying Micah's hitting the wall, but is Micah getting beat up over there, right? And now, if everybody's starting to hit a wall a little bit, I do worry some. I do worry a little bit, man. So I'm hoping that we kind of find a new level of juice when this playoff run comes.
I do kind of think they're at their ceiling. They're close to their ceiling.
Ceiling is maybe the word.
But what we've been getting from them, I do think a lot of these edge rushers have been overachieving a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But at the end of the day, I think if they get away from the overachieving space and they just work into the, hey, I'm a complimentary rusher next to Micah Parsons, right? As long as they do enough to just be a complimentary rusher, like Dante never was a guy that we was expecting a whole bunch of sacks from, or Sam Williams, right? But you know what I mean?
Same.
Like if you just, yeah. But if you just get enough, let Micah do his thing, and y'all just win your one-on-ones, I think we can live with that, man. I think we can survive with that. But so watch this, Wiz. Let me ask you this. I did kind of come up with this other thought, right? With this whole what's beating us on defense, right? And run game kind of hurts us, but I don't think run game kills us. But I think these passers, man, Trevor Lawrence just being like a mobile dude that can pass. I think he's a hard dude to sack in general. You know what I mean? Now we're
been sacked a lot this year, though.
He's been sacked a lot, but Trevor's also getting into this groove now. You know what I'm saying? Trevor is sackable, sure. But I think these movement, these scrambly, these, you know what I mean? Them kind of dudes. Those dudes that we kind of have problems getting to sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because they can always just break out and run. We never have the problems tackling statue guys. So maybe that was part of the problem this week. So do you think, like Minshew's, you know what I'm saying? But I think we might have a problem getting the Hurts kind of sort of too. I don't know. We'll see. But
Hurts he run around sometimes, run into a sack. But yeah, I mean, mobile quarterbacks always give the Cowboys issues. They give a lot of teams issues if we're being completely fair. Here's the thing to think about. And I don't mean to derail the show here, but I wonder if the lack of being a dominant pass rush unit is partner with the issues in the secondary over the last 4 weeks. Jordan Lewis goes down. Deron Bland is filled in nicely, so there's no issues there. But AB's had his up and down moments, and then AB goes down, and we've seen cornerback 2 situation be putrid. And let's just be honest. I mean, I'm tired of babying dude. It's just been bad over there. So I wonder if there's secondary issues going on right now that's helping opposing teams kind of say, hey, let's get rid of the ball. And the play that I brought up to you on the phone, and I don't know if you saw it on your defensive film, and we can get into that, is third down, critical third down. I want to say the drive before overtime. There was third and whatever, and they dropped back. Pressure got to the quarterback, but they ran a weird pick play. It wasn't a pick play, but kind of a pick play, and it felt like Diggs did the right thing, but Nashawn Wright kind of just was in no man's land, and he allowed the first down, I think, to Christian Kirk, and then immediately you saw Diggs look at Nate Shine like, yo, if you just step up, that's incomplete. So they kind of were going back and forth right there. So I wonder if that's also aiding in the fact that we're not getting home as dominantly as we used to in the first half of the season. Just something to think about.
Sure. Definitely being younger in the cornerback room, you know, because then you know. So look, it's either gonna be you're young with athletic ability, I guess, or you're gonna be like older and savvier. You know what I mean? But then it's gonna be the inverse because the young guys, you know, may not have the eye discipline. They may not have the you know what I mean, the awareness in space and zone coverages and things like that. But the older dudes are gonna be in position. But they may not be the athletes that Nashawn and Kelvin are, because Nashawn and Kelvin are athletes. They just won't be. They just don't see shit the way. And look, that can go back to another argument, man. This whole Anthony Barr thing, man. Anthony Barr didn't play too great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with the whole Anthony Barr thing versus Damone Clark been getting ate up a little bit because he was getting his life misdirected away. Right, when they was running reverses, they was moving guys around, they was sweeping, motioning. Damone Clark will work himself out of the gap because he saw something. And the same thing with Billy D, right? But that's just what a young player does. You know, D-Law probably doesn't bite on that. Van Der Esch probably wouldn't bite on that. So you would look for Anthony Barr to be, all right, you can at least process it mentally, but you may not be athletically enough to get there. Man, Anthony Barr is just bad in general, man. Anthony Barr was getting misdirected, and he wasn't athletic enough to get there. So this goes to my point. Jabril Cox is a dude that we've been talking about all year, but the Cowboys coaching staff just seem to be hell-bent on him not playing. Maybe he's not as good as we thought he was, right? But I just think by way of Van Der Esch, you know, getting his injury, Stinger or whatever, Parsons playing edge, I think just it's going to be a matter of time before we just see some kind of Jabril Cox on the field at some point. And I hope he's a gamer. I hope he's a dude that games better than he practices, because we could really use his athleticism on the field. If everybody going to be getting misdirected, I would rather have the athletes out there getting misdirected, because at least they can make up for it.
Talking about Brillo or Damone?
Yes.
Damone.
Both of them really, but especially Brillo, because he ain't been playing.
Yeah, man. I like Brillo. I'm a big fan of Brillo, so I'm anxious to see what he can do out there, man, because he ain't out there and there must be a reason.
Yep. Here's Dan Quinn talking about edge containing and misdirecting and shit.
Recall there's maybe in the early part of the season we got hit on some jet sweeps, and we said, boy, that's something. Like Chicago had hit one, and Tampa had hit one in the opener, and there was another team that hit one. Maybe it was Detroit, I believe, had a reverse in the first series of the game. But those are the ones that we dug into to find it, and so to have that one happen for us, was disappointing to see a long, extended run on a coverage that you have good vision on. So let's chalk it up to one that we've got to nail and go. We just didn't play it as we were capable of on that particular one. If you're referring to the second part on just Lawrence getting outside the pocket some, that can happen some with a mobile quarterback. I thought we missed, actually some of our missed tackles ended up being a couple of missed sacks on that one. So one of them was good that Micah missed because JK ended up forcing a fumble, but I'll never endorse missed tackles, so I'll put that on tape first.
A couple of missed tackles just happen to be missed sacks. So I don't know. I think our pass rush will be better the more the season go, and the more we run into the Tannehills and the Heineke's and the Brock Purdy's, if we run into them, especially if we play Tom Brady again. I think those dudes will be fine when we run into those type guys. Well, still, do you think that this misdirection and all this reversing is going to be a thing on film that teams are going to use? Because whenever teams see one thing versus the Cowboys and that shit start to work a little bit, they use it to death. So whether it was sweeps, go ahead.
They've been using it. That is the Achilles heel of the Cowboys.
Okay.
Perimeter, misdirection, find cornerback 2.
Perimeter for sure. But at first they would get on the perimeter with like a handoff or like a jet sweep type deal, right? I'm talking about like if you just watch Doug and how he just did, like he like there was a series he ran like 4 reverses in a row. You know what I mean? They all would be built kind of different, but they'll all be a reverse somehow. Do you think that when we go in Philly, they're gonna run?
I don't consider reverses the misdirection. Misdirection is exactly what Philly does and what Doug Peterson does. He'll have a receiver going one way, tight end coming another, then hand it off, or he'll have a bunch of ass snap motion and get your linebackers going one way, and you know, or a lineman coming another way. Like, that's what I consider misdirection. Reverse is a reverse. And jet sweeps definitely kill the Cowboys. That's period. Everybody runs them successfully against Dallas. But yeah, misdirection has been the Achilles heel for the Dallas Cowboys. It's been in that playbook since the beginning of the season. And every time we run up against a team like this and I do my keys to the game, that's one of them. I say, all right, these linebackers at the second level got to be on it because, you miss against this player and now you can get a Travis Etienne can get 15 yards on a run or something like that.
Do you think Kelvin Joseph is going to be starting at cornerback 2 next week?
Doesn't sound like it. Dan Quinn said there's an open competition, and Nashawn Wright probably get thrown out there, Deron Bland, but I wouldn't. I just don't think he's good right now.
They asked Dan, will Kelvin Joseph be starting at cornerback 2 next week? Dan Quinn said this.
We're going to work through all the stuff and dig in to find the best fits of the guys.
If he ain't just flat out say yeah, then the answer is no. If that motherfucker just, he'll be out there, as no.
As we go through practice. But certainly he's somebody that we have faith in to do that. So much like you do with, a quarterback or anybody that, hey, this is, we're going to make a change right now. This is what's best interest for the team at this moment. And then we'll kind of reassess everything today. And that's part of our meetings tonight as we're going through this today and into the week. But, certainly the competition is up for that spot.
There you go, Will Steele. Dan Quinn was asked about the corners in general, just all the different corners that could be playing that cornerback 2 spot. Dan Quinn had this to say.
That is definitely where we're at in that when I was referring to would we mess around with some of the alignments and where we would, feature people. That's part of the discussions today as we're going. So we have added some guys into that space. And now as we're moving on to train them into it, you'll kind of see some of that take place, here over the next couple of weeks as we're digging in to find that right space for everybody. But add Mullen, we've added Alexander, we've added Sheffield into it. We've already have Nashawn here. So finding ways with, KJ already here into that group of finding the best fit of how we want to do it. That's really what this week's going to be about.
Notice how when he was talking about the candidates, he named Kelvin Joseph last, but he almost forgot to name him all. He said, yeah, man, we got, Mullen here. We got Sheffield here. You got Nashawn here, man. And when you
he didn't say Bland, though. Ain't like that.
So this is a question I have written down for you, sir. Deron Bland has been playing some phenomenal nickel corner, sir. Phenomenal nickel corner. Do you keep him where he's phenomenal at, or do you move him where we need help at and you just put him on the outside? I don't know if he's going to be as good outside as he is in the nickel, but I just do know that Deron Bland is probably your second best corner. So what do you do with Deron Bland moving forward, Will Steele?
Nickel ain't been killing you all year. You know what I mean? And you got a veteran in Mackenzie Alexander that's been around this league before. So yeah, I think I would love to see him outside. I've seen him handle it in the preseason. I've seen him handle it in the regular season. People forget. Hell, I did. Last week he played some snaps, but this week he did the same thing. When they came out and they didn't go into nickel, who was out there at cornerback 2? Deron Bland. Yeah.
Even last week, the last 2 weeks, Deron Bland.
The conference has been locked.
Deron Bland has had a couple of plays outside when they're in their bigger sets and they bring a bigger guy in to play nickel. They'll just bump Deron Bland to the cornerback 2. So he has experience playing there. I just want to see the shit fixed. It ain't got to be fixed perfect. It ain't got to be fixed elite. It just got to be not as bad as it is right now. And I think the defense will benefit if it's simply just not as bad as it is right now. One last one for Dan Quinn, and we're going to get up out of here. These new corners, right? It'll be Sheffield, Mullen, Mackenzie Alexander. Are these dudes getting ready? How are they getting ready? What's the process of getting these dudes up to speed? Will they be prepared? Dan had this to say. And I hadn't thought about what Dan said when he said this, but I thought it was interesting that he said it. I'll just let y'all listen.
Good news is these guys have worked tirelessly to try to get up to speed. Here's the standard we want you at, and how close are you to meeting that? So Sheffield, I would say, came in with a little bit of background with it, and based on where you might have been, hey, have you called it like this? Have you played it like that? Mackenzie had spent some time in Minnesota with George, so he knew some of the information, and a guy like J-Ron or Anthony could be the code breaker to say this is just like so-and-so. But you do have to go out on the field to practice. And so we give those guys reps during practice to basically assess where they're at, to hear the communication, to see where they're at. And that's really the only way for us to know, because it's one thing I could teach you, the system in the classroom and on the board, and you could recite it back to me. You may know it. That doesn't mean you can play it. And so getting on the field and making calls and checks at the time, that's kind of the whole art of it. And you have to give them reps. And so that's why in practice it is so important. So you may see on a practice script where a coach may circle 3 or 4 specific plays. These ones are for McKenzie. And these certain plays here are for Sheffield. And these ones that we want to work this player and basically test them to find out, are they going to, without knowing it's a special play, to say, can they deliver on this one? So we kind of go through that all the way through, up to Saturday. Even when a player is inactive, we do that during the week.
And I thought that
gives us some belief to know where they're at.
And I thought that was super interesting, Will, because I hadn't thought about that. But Sheffield does have experience with Dan's defense, and Mackenzie Alexander does have experience with George Edwards' defense. So all these dudes, they have elements, not all of them, because Mullen just kind of been around, but these corners for the most part, right? Like they have elements of defense that they've played in already in this defense. So it's really just about getting caught up. And to be fair, they've probably been here long enough to get caught up. You know what I mean? Their job probably isn't as nuanced as like a linebacker is, or like what Micah's doing, or what JK got to do, or anything like that. They're playing the cornerback position, and cornerback could be cut and dry for the most part, depending on where you're going. So I thought that was interesting. Did you have anything on that, Will?
I do not.
All right, cool. If I had to make a guess, man, it's probably going to be either Sheffield outside or Mackenzie Alexander on the inside, and Deron Bland just going to be the opposite dude of whatever it is that they do, and which I feel good about Deron Bland being that guy. When we get in the draft season and we talk about the things that this defense needs, we're not going to be talking about nickel corner. If he plays outside corner, whatever. We're not going to be talking about those cornerback spots because we feel good about Deron Bland and what he does. Cornerback 2, got to look at it. All right, so let's get into the phones, see what y'all are talking about. We're going to take a look at the phones right now. We've locked them up. Pardon me. Y'all had all day to get in there. And then we're going to get into the supers over the past couple of days because yesterday my computer crapped out. And then we're going to let y'all go home, man. We're going to clock out and go get something to eat. We're going to try Martiz one more time because he tried to get back in. Martiz, what's up?
You. So I just had a quick question. What I was originally calling for was about Kelvin Joseph.
Okay.
I didn't get to watch all 22 or nothing like that. How many plays did he actually give up? I saw like the deep ball touchdown and then the other one, but I don't remember it being like
those are the only two that really matter.
And you call the deep ball if he's fair. But I feel like I'm slightly missing something if it's like it sounds cold red from everything I heard. Like I said, I didn't get to watch tape. So I was just wondering how bad was it? If y'all can touch that. And the last thing, drafting Kelvin Joseph where they got him, you knew you had the high level talent. You knew you had off the field issues, some discipline issues, even when you watch this tape. But the physical stuff is there. Are they maybe giving up on him a little too quick, given it seems that we might have some rope if we stuck him to the 5th spot? But that's all I got, and I'll sit back and listen.
Are you giving up on CeeDee Lamb too quick, sir?
Never heard me say
on Voch Lombardi live. I got you, Martiz. I got you, Martiz. I'm gonna answer your question, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. Kelvin Joseph gave up 2 passes. They were the biggest plays of the game.
Yeah, you can't gloss over that.
Yeah, can't gloss over that at all. They were the biggest plays of the game, but yeah, they were indeed 2 passes. One was a double move. One was the
and it's not
joining the end zone.
And it's not just this game. Like,
sure,
he's given up 4 touchdowns this year, and he's played like 3 games. I mean, giving up on him too, man. Listen, he need to ride the pine. Maybe the pine would change his mind. Yeah. What more do you want to see? It'd be one thing if he was getting PBUs and interceptions, right? To match that,
right? It's
a whole different story. When you literally have given up 4 touchdowns and you haven't put your hands on a football 4 times in like 4 games. So, I'm done with the rope. He's been here for 2 years and he couldn't take it from Anthony Brown. right? I told people he looked bad in camp. Voch, we was there. He looked bad in camp. He wasn't unimpressive in preseason. He gets thrown in the fire a couple times, and he looked bad when he gets thrown in the fire. When I look at DeRon Bland, who just gets thrown in the fire and he plays well, 4 interceptions.
Can anybody also do their Googles real fast to help out the show and find out where's Maurice Canada? I just want to know where he at. I ain't saying we need to sign him. I just want to know where he at. But his second point though, Will Steele, he was like, do we just give up on him now, basically because of his physical traits? Well, I don't think that you give up on him right now because he's still a young player and he does have physical traits. But as of this year and this run that we're trying to make right now, I can't have Kelvin Joseph part of this. So in my mind, what I'm doing, I'm putting Kelvin Joseph right back on punt team, punt return, all that, you know what I mean? Kickoff king, we're going to make that of Kelvin Joseph. And then we're going to try to give him another offseason. We're going to see where it goes from there. But go on, sir.
Physical don't mean shit. I say this all the time. You know how many Jeff Georges of each position there are in the league? So many Jeff Georges. And if you don't know who that is, well, I'm sorry. I'm not about to explain to you. There's so many people with physical tools in this game. But what separates people from their physical tools of being a good player and being a great player or being average to good is the mental, right? Like, and then your work ethic. What was the line by, I think it was Bill Belichick, right? Your talent sets the ceiling or something like that, and your work ethic, I forget the rest, y'all can help me, but it exceeds that. That's what makes you better. And there was questions about his work ethic. I can care less about his physical traits if he doesn't have it up top in the film room and if he's not willing to, put the extra things to the side. Your owner came on live radio and said, you got to put those extra things to the side. And then he went out there and got burnt. I'm passionate on this thing because it's a second round pick and you hate to waste that. You hate to waste it.
Yep, I agree. So this year, it ain't gonna be for Kelvin Joseph this year.
You want a hot seat though in camp, bro? Hot seat.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's gonna be eyes on you. There's gonna be eyes on you, but we'll cross that road whenever we get there. Here we go.
I was a wide receiver and a safety. To the person that asked if I played.
Okay. Why does that matter?
I don't know, man. People, you know how people get mad.
All right. Let's get back into the phone. Reek was on the phone yesterday, but my internet dies. We're gonna get Reek on the phone right now. What's up, Reek?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? What's up, Sky?
Good,
what's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Cool.
Hey, man. Hey, Voch, I was gonna call you a no good father, man. You gonna give up on your kids like that? You doing all that something?
Fuck them kids, man.
This year, when Kelvin Joseph got drafted, but now I thought you was gonna give up on them like Sky, man. I said, hold on, man. You must hold your kids down, good or bad.
Reek? I was born in Natchez, Mississippi, but I'm from Asian culture. So when you dishonor your family, we will banish you forever. You know what I mean? So it's possible. Fuck them kids is definitely a thing in my culture, but it is what it is. Kelvin Joseph better get his shit together.
Yeah, I feel you. My whole thing been about Kelvin Joseph is this. The dude wasn't getting that much playing time, and every time they put him in the game before these last couple games,
right?
You know what I'm saying? They was putting him at weird and odd times in the game, and he was getting scored on. Right. So I'm like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? He needs to work himself to being a starter and getting his minutes. I get y'all on that part. He do need to clean it up.
Right.
But my thing is, like you said before, when you drafted him, he has the physical traits, but is his mental there? Yeah. You know what I mean? Is he willing to work on his craft like he needs to get to be in this league and be on this team? But if they find a better option the second corner, yeah, he deserves to be on the bench, and he deserves to be at least on special teams all the way the rest of the way. You know what I mean? We find somebody better over there to hold it down.
Yeah.
My thing is this: I know they're saying that the quarterback for the Eagles might not play. Now, if the quarterback for the Eagles doesn't play, do you play your starters that long? Because is this game still important to us? You know what I mean? That's what I need to know. Is it still important? Because if it's not important, if we got guys that's banged up, don't we think that we need to rest a couple of these guys a little bit, or bring their minutes down some, like far as the Micah Parsons and the D-Laws and stuff like that? and see what happens with some of these other guys. If people like Barr are still messing up out there, because I agree with you 100% as far as Barr. Cox needs to get out there and get some playing time, see what this dude can do, because we might be holding somebody on this bench that might need to be on the field so we can see what he got, as long as Van Der Esch is down. But other than that,
yeah,
that's all I really got to. That's the only thing I got to say for today.
Appreciate you, Reek. And I think Mike McCarthy is, I think me and him share the same sentiments. I think that they're going to play their starters as much as they can every game. You know what I mean? I think Mike believes in like playing his dudes or whatever. Now, will a guy like Micah Parsons get 40 snaps or something like that? When we get towards like closer to the Washington game or something like that, this may be more of a thing. Like we rest D-Law because he got 2 bad feet and a bad knee or something like that. Yeah, you'll probably rest those guys a little bit more. But I don't think we just pulling everybody. I don't think we just going to
got 3 games.
That's what I'm saying. We're not going to lose the rest of the game.
You ain't even earned the right to be sitting dudes with 3 games left. Less left. So you don't start sitting people. Now, if somebody's like legitimately hurt and it's a detriment, then obviously you rest them. But if you can play, you go out there and play, especially because you're technically still playing for the division. Like, how does that look? If you're like, you know what? We'll give up.
We're just going to give up. Right. We just going to, in week 15, we just going to give up right. 16, we just going to give up right now. Nah, I don't think that's
Let's say Jalen Hurts misses 2 games with the sprain.
Just beat the shot of the Eagles.
And you beat the Eagles, and then they lose next week to the Saints. The division's on the line in week 18 because you didn't rest people and play. Yeah, no, you got to play, man. The division's still up for grabs.
Because you just never know what's going to happen, man. Chad, can somebody tell me who the Eagles play week 18?
Saints, and then the division game. Is it Giants? Saints and Giants.
Saints and Giants.
Yep.
Hey, man. I don't advocate for wishing injury on anybody. That just ain't my thing. But if Jalen Hurts is not going to be playing for you, then that team could possibly look different for you. And if this shoulder strain is a thing to where they're going to look at Jalen and prioritize him for the playoffs over the remaining regular season games, whatever, then them last 3 games could get spooky for him. So you just never know what's going to be on the line, man.
See, I think this is Reek's fandom speaking. He says, do you really believe the Saints are going to beat the Eagles? Brother, have you been watching the league? Number 1. Number 2, not a chance as a coach. I'm like, you know what? 2 weeks from now, I don't know if the team is going to beat the team. If the division is up for grabs, I'm playing to win the division. Period. That will look. I would question the hell out of them and be like, "Yo, we concede." They go, how they, in elections, they give a call to the manager, chief of staff. Hey, we concede. Yeah. I'd be damn if we gonna call Nick Sirianni at the crib on Christmas Eve with the division up for grabs. Still, hey fam, we concede.
Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. I don't
Put
care.
Your backup quarterback in.
Nah, B. Nah. And plus, the Eagles at full strength have almost lost to the Colts, and they've lost to the Redskins, and they've watched the football Wizards, pardon me, and they've almost lost to bad teams before. You know what I mean? So it can happen, man. Whatever. For the most part, worry about you. Worry about what you're doing, and you should go 3-0 these next few games. But I'm digressing with Will Steele there. Let's get DJ on the phone. He was in class today. What's up, DJ?
Hey, what's going on, boss? What's up, Scott? How y'all doing today?
Cool,
all
big
right.
guy. For the show.
Hey, man, number one, Martise won't ever be able to call in and not be, tied to CeeDee Lamb. That man will be making a Hall of Fame speech and be like, is he a number 1 now, Martise? Is he finally number 1?
Right.
But
CeeDee Lamb and with his jacket on, Martise like, he wasn't number 1 though. First Hall of Famer that wasn't the number 1 receiver. Yep.
We should ask him about some of the wide receivers in the Hall of Fame. Like, was they number 1s to you, Martise?
What you think about Marvin Harrison?
Was Torrey Holton number 1? Is he even? I don't know if he said, but he should be.
He should be. Yeah. Go ahead though, DJ.
My main thing for the day, man, is Micah Parsons. He's a dude. He's a guy. He's more than. But my thing is, there's 2 things. I don't know how I feel about him on this edge, and I actually asked you earlier when we were on Voch Lombardi, the Patreon, which is patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI, just for those who don't know. When we were out there, I don't know how I feel about him. It may be because the last few weeks, and it's been about, I would say 5-6 games now, where he doesn't look like before. When I would watch Micah Parsons, he was the fastest edge rusher with the most explosiveness I've ever seen. Now he's digressed to just being an elite pass rusher. And there's only one way to make him just look like a normal guy, and that's when you run at him while he's at edge. He's elite on everything else he does, whether that be rushing the passer or doing stopping the run from the linebacker position and things of that nature. The only way to make him look normal is if you put him at edge and they run directly at him. So would it be more beneficial, especially after the LVE injury, to move him back to linebacker?
Yeah, for sure. For one, because we need linebacker help. But if you're not getting all the pressure that you want with Micah Parsons at edge, then just rush that dude and B gap and see what happens from there. Because Micah Parsons got like 6 sacks from rushing against the guard last year. So, yep, I do it.
Well, and that's my thing. And plus, that again, that gives you him making plays at two levels, not just rushing the passer where he's the most effective right now. I think that is what he does best. But if I can get 2 hats, especially at an area of weakness, that is especially right now with how Anthony Barr is looking, like he shouldn't even be on the field. We just don't have a replacement for him. I think that would be the most beneficial thing there. Plus, rushing up the A-gap might be able to protect your cornerback too, just a little bit more on those deep passes.
Yeah, sound good to me.
That's all I got, man. I'll let y'all go.
Appreciate you, DJ.
Yes, sir.
It also frees up your edges. So those you know, Dorrance Armstrong and what's his name, Dante Fowler, you know, who haven't been getting off lately. Well, maybe those one-on-ones, you know, maybe it helps. But we've been doing a lot of stunts with Micah, man. I don't like
Eastside Herald in the chat box. Yo, Eastside Herald, did you know that they was launching this investigation to possibly take some of the Texas draft picks away because they was in on old dude and all his little shenanigans going on? Eastside Herald, how terrible is it gonna be for your team to be the worst one in the league and you still can't get your picks? God damn, Carl Lewis, it must suck to be you. Well, still though, but do you think this whole Jalen Hurts, I am playing, I'm not playing, do you think that's just gamesmanship from them and he's just gonna show up Saturday?
Well, the latter I don't know. The former, absolutely, they got to play gamesmanship, right? They gotta do that. If it's truly a sprained shoulder, AC joint, and the throwing arm. Listen, y'all, like I hate the Eagles, bro, but I don't do the injury thing. But if y'all want to play that game and you want to roll him out there with a bum shoulder, running quarterback, a dude who runs the ball 10 to 15 times a damn game. Okay. But if you want to run him out here and say, we know what, we're not going to run, we're just going to drop him back 29, 30 times. Okay. All right. That's fine.
It is ass.
Okay.
That's
all I'm saying. I mean,
yeah.
So I think they're going to go with Minshew.
Yeah. And look, to be fair, Michael wasn't wrong when he said this, but whatever. But that's still a good system over there. You know what I mean? So just because Minshew's out there, don't make this shit a gimme. You know what I mean? You still gotta.
They still do things schematically that hurt you.
Yeah, for sure. So Minshew or not, you still need to bring your A game. But if you beat the shot of Minshew, you still give them the same hell that they gave you for them beating up on Cooper Rush. Just saying. Assuming we get Minshew. Nick, what's up?
Yo, what up? How y'all doing today?
What's good, brother? Everything cool. My internet cool. My lights ain't went off. I can't complain. Go ahead.
There you go, man. All the positiveness. Listen, man, I have a couple things on Micah Parsons since we're talking about him. I like the idea of moving him back to linebacker, but again, this is like a two-take thing. I feel like maybe we don't really know too much about his medical situation. I feel like maybe you think that his groin is still bothering him to where we don't want to put him at linebacker. That's why maybe we've been putting him at edge, because it's more of like all he got to do is just run straight, and maybe having him at linebacker right now, he can't do the sideline things like he was doing prior. That's just one take on it, maybe why they don't have him at linebacker. And then another thing, something that I don't think gets talked about enough, or if y'all have ever talked about it, I apologize. But even though Micah Parsons is that dude and he's one of the best rushers in the league and all this, he's still an undersized defensive end if we're going to label him as a defensive end. That's my opinion. So, like, I feel like we're starting to see an attrition to him, like, that's kind of been, like, accelerated, I feel like. And are we going to regret that going forward, being that, again, I do love seeing him blitz the A-gap, or A-gap, B-gap. We did that a lot last year, and he was fire at it. But again, are we going to regret having him as this DN for what it seems like has been kind of like a full-time deal? Because he's not the size that you would want as a D lineman, even though he's a beast. So that's my thing. What's y'all's take on it? And I appreciate y'all. Happy Christmas and take it easy.
Nick, before you hang up, let me tell you something, man. That motherfucker can be 180 pounds. If he the best pass rusher in the league, you're rushing. If he's gonna be the stud on your team, you're rushing. You feel me? If he hurting, then you sit him. But if he hurting, he say I can play, you're playing. You can't afford to take your best player off the field because he's 100. He's actually 250.
Real quick.
Please.
You don't feel like, though, that's like putting a Ferrari out there in a crash derby like arena?
Fuck it. You just got the coldest car out of everybody. You're rushing.
Yeah, he ain't no. I know. I say he ain't a Ferrari, but we acting like bro ain't. He ain't like F-150 too.
That motherfucker goddamn Ferrari with a monster truck engine. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think two things can be true here. We're thinking about the traditional sizes of defensive ends, and to be true, that's right. 250, 253 is small for a traditional size. Von Miller is one of the greatest pass rushers of all time, and he's 6'3", 250. I think you just have to let Micah do off-ball things as well, because his body has not built up that armor of being a defensive end full-time just yet in his career or in the offseason. He hasn't built up that armor to be full-time DE. I think once they decide to convert him to that and he's built up that kind of armor, I think he'll be fine. But right now, coming into this season, I don't think that Micah even thought he'd be playing more than half of his snaps, majority of his snaps at defensive end. I think that makes things a little funny. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you're wrong, but I think there's something to allowing him to come into the season knowing I'm playing defensive end. I think that changes up a little bit.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, shit. I appreciate y'all's take again. That's why y'all the professionals.
Oh,
listen.
I'm just on YouTube, dog. But I appreciate you though. And we'll still actually though, we'll still, like, me and your football conversation is so extensive. We be talking about this on accident, and we don't even be knowing the quality of content that we be just talking about off the show. But we was having this conversation, man. It was like, man, I wonder if Micah Parsons get bigger in the offseason, or does he stay the same side and just maintain his speed and agility and things like that. You know what I mean? So I wonder if that's a question that they're going to be asking, and that's going to, you know what I mean? Because it happens with everybody else. They look, hey, yo, Bohanna, you need to be bigger. This was about to happen to you. Chauncey, you need to be bigger. This was about to happen to you. So I wonder in the offseason, will that be a conversation that they have? Can they work with Britt Brown to see if they can keep Micah's speed but make him a different size or something like that? That'll probably come up.
I'm pretty sure, depending on which direction they decide to go. I mean, it's a lot of questions to ask and answer there. DQ, is he going to be here? Because if DQ's not here, maybe the next guy comes in, runs a 3-4, and they want Micah to be outside linebacker, so he doesn't really have to put on too much weight. Maybe the next guy comes in and wants to run traditional 4-3, and they have to make a decision. Okay, Micah, do we want you with your hand in the ground, or do we want to put you back at middle linebacker or play some Derek Brooks type stuff? But he's so good. It's almost like a gift and a curse. Yeah. He's so good that if you put him at one position, you're likely suffering at the other.
Sure.
It's crazy.
Sure, 100%, man. We just dealing with a unicorn. You know what I mean? There's no handbook on how to handle Micah Parsons because motherfucker don't exist. You know what I mean? And there's this joke, me, Fuss, and Jeff, we be talking about, hey, who in this draft is gonna be the next Micah Parsons, right? It took us 50 years to get a Micah Parsons. Right. And now in the next draft, there's going to be who's the next Micah Parsons. You know what I mean? So, we should be grateful of this unicorn that we have right now. 2 more, and then we're going to go to the Super Sports Guru. What's happening?
What's happening, fellas, man? Enjoying the show as always, man. I'm going to jump right into it. With the Micah situation, man, I I would love to see him just go back to linebacker a little bit and basically use him as a weapon. Use him as, over, if you got a weak guard, weak tackle, kind of move him around, because it seems like they've gotten out of moving him around. They move him around occasionally, but most of the time he's rushing the left tackle. And I just don't think Micah has a toolbox yet of pass rush moves. If he can't beat you around the edge or, kind of get you underneath, he struggles a little bit in trying to, come up with pass rush moves to beat a lot of these left tackles. And he's been playing some pretty good left tackles as of late as well. So you kind of got to, other than the Colts game, you kind of got to give those guys some credit too. He's been playing some first round picks at left tackle. So, but I would much rather him be used as a weapon. And as far as these guys like Martise and everybody calling in, man, stop trying to challenge Sky and Voch on.
Don't add me in this, man. Don't be fucking with Sky, man. Sky, come out here and tell all this shit up, man. This ain't got nothing to do with Voch. Just come on.
These guys do this shit for a living, man.
That is true.
They know people. They watch this. They watch it way more than us. Stop trying to act like you know football and create an argument when your argument be dumb as shit.
Right.
Stop doing it.
Yeah, man.
Please stop doing it.
Football philosopher.
Yeah, and you're making yourself look like an ass. If you ain't never played this game, shut up. If you don't watch it like they watch it, shut up.
Oh, no.
And that's all I got to say, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate your sports guru, man. Telling everybody to let Voch Lombardi and Skywalker still handle the big lifting. And if you don't think CeeDee Lamb is a wide receiver one, then you're just incorrect. Well, we appreciate you, sports guru, for holding us down so aggressively. You know what I mean? We appreciate it though. We appreciate it. And I'm gonna read supers afterwards. I'm setting up my supers right now. All right, cool. And we got one last caller. 318. What up, 318? Who this?
This is Greatness, man, from Arkansas.
What's up, Greatness?
How are you?
That's your name, Greatness?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
That's your name?
Yeah, that's my name.
All right, Greatness.
It's a lifestyle.
Cool. It's a lifestyle. Yeah. That's dope. What you got for the show?
So, first and foremost, I'm going to go a little different than everybody on the Martise thing. I don't think he's right. First and foremost, I don't think he's right. I think CD is definitely a number one, but I can appreciate him not being a sheep in the street. Because we sit here every day and listen to y'all, and 15 people call in and regurgitate what they just heard you say. What's the point of a call if they just going to call back and say exactly what you just said? Like, that's not a call. Like, if you want a pat on the back, go talk to your mama. So Martise, you're wrong, but at least you're thinking.
And second, but hold on, wait, time. Because look, that's the one thing that I was gonna say to you, sir. I think it does get unhealthy if you wrong, but you standing on your point just to be different. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I ain't finna be like everybody else. I don't think CeeDee Lamb a wide receiver one. But shit, you wrong.
Well, I think he really feels that way. But I think that he's doing it to be different. I think because if you listen to him, every time he calling with a different stat. Now he's wrong, but he passionately feels that way.
But even if he feel that way,
our whole thing is when more data is. What's your saying, Voch? Have your opinion. Don't let your opinion have you.
At least he's trying to think on his own.
Okay,
he's listening, learning, and that's what he came up with. He's wrong, but that's what he came up with. Versus 15 people calling in and saying, Josh Ball not that very good. Josh Ball on the bench. And Anthony Barr, I can't believe they playing him. They just heard you say that.
Well, Greatness, Will Steele was just saying, there's this quote by the late, great Black Phillip. Have your opinion, don't let your opinion have you. No one should be so caught up. Nobody should be so caught up in their train of thought that they can't grow from it, bro. You know what I mean? And we have all this. I'll let you finish. And look, we just have all this information about CeeDee Lamb, dog. Like we just can't keep like, you know what? That's almost as bad as the people that still say Dak sucked because he was not good in 2017. Well, I tell you what, Greatest, you sound like one of them sheep that just agree with everything I say.
No,
Or is this just correct?
My point than Colin was to ask you something different. But I agree with what you're saying right now.
We're not fighting, great. I just think that just some things are correct. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Some things are just correct, and Martise is not one of them. That's all it is. He ain't been, he ain't being anti-sheep. It's just goodness. Have you seen CeeDee Lamb? But go ahead though, Greatness. What else you got?
Okay. And so for my question or my thought, I wanted to play devil's advocate on the Dan Quinn. We trusted Dan Quinn all early in the season, and I'm 42, so I was around when they were still telling jokes, and you know the joke about the young bull and the old bull.
I don't.
So, do you or do you not?
Talking about some you can walk down the hill and get some of the cows. Yeah. I
don't want to go too far because y'all big time now, so I don't want to cause volume problems. But we're in the fifth place, and I know y'all are saying, well, hey, let's win the division, which we all want that. But let me ask you a question. If you are the fifth seed, you know you're going to be in the playoffs, and like the last caller said, they've been ducking Micah off at that right end a whole lot instead of moving him around and flying him through the middle and sending him in the B gap. Like a lot of the stuff Dan Quinn was doing early that created a lot of those matchups for other people were because of how much we moved Micah. Could he be walking down the hill?
Could be.
In the playoffs, film is real important. So how much do you need to give somebody in games that should be winnable? Let's just go out, let's play good football, and let's try to win them. But we don't have to run as many stunts and as many, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that could hurt that corner number 2 as well because we're not getting the pressure that we were getting for Anthony Brown.
Yeah, man, we not we not withholding film. That was a cool little narrative last year, man. They saving they good plays for the playoffs, man. Nah, I think they try to win every single game. You know what I mean? And hell, this wouldn't have been the game, the Jags game. This wouldn't have been the game to be holding back because the Jags beat the shit out of us. So that is what that is. Greatness, good call, man. I just put you down plasma. Next time you call in, we'll know it's you. Salute.
Thanks, man.
Yo, Will say, you know something funny, bro? It's like they'll call it like, yeah, man, y'all on the big time network, man. I don't want to call in and mess nothing up for y'all, but every time they say that, we go, Bob Cousy is this Bob Cousy, he got that. Boy, let me tell you something. This, then, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
We coming for you.
Yeah, we have those moments.
I'm like, Will still definitely dropped the Bob Cousy. Don't make us start calling the Bob Cousy Wilson. Oh my goodness. Oh, good. And look. Not only was that on the YouTube channel, but
it was on the Instagram. They promoted that shit.
Like they pushing Bob Cousy
being a fella.
Yeah, a guy. What a guy.
That's what I knew. I said, "Oh, Colin onto something here. He letting us have free reign on here. I like it."
Colin just want his views, man. He don't care. Colin want to come to the cookout, huh? Will. All right. Let's read some of these.
Colin definitely ain't coming to no goddamn cookout.
It's not enough expensive food in my cookout for Colin to be there. So.
And if you're listening, Colin, that don't mean you can't come to a barbecue or something, but you can't come to the cookout.
Not the cookout.
Oh.
You can definitely come to the yacht party with,
right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If we have a ball or something.
Yeah, a ball. Yeah. Colin ain't finna be nowhere where they playing dominoes and smoking weed and shit. Can
you imagine? So here's the thing. Where Colin was wrong. I thought this was spades because I saw the. No, let me stop. Colin.
And I just don't understand the difference between having 5 and big 5, right? Right. But I thought I did something wrong, right? I just played my 5. Then he said, "Mother," and I was blown away by cookout dominoes. Cookout dominoes is different.
Colin walked up to the dominoes table.
What's up, man?
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, I heard Voch say it. I thought everybody could say it.
Oh, we gonna get fired today, but I'm not moving on from this joke. Colin gonna come on Fox Sports and be like, guys, did you know that you could put a draw 4 on top of a draw 2? I didn't know. Didn't know. Who knew? Okay, we're gonna just
There's
move
actual
on here.
spices on the chicken.
Hey, you guys have any mayo? What is this? Excuse me, sir. I think you burned your chicken there. Nah, player. That's charged seasoning. Charged seasoning.
What'd you bring, Colin?
Got the Caesar salad here for you.
I didn't. So look, I brought the and I was gonna put it next to the other salads, but I didn't see any other salads, so I just put it on the table. Yep, sure. Hey, Colin. So we know you cool with Voch and everything, but we don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. But what you doing with them raisins, cuz? What you doing with them raisins, cuz? Oh, I was just gonna put them in a position. You were not. Don't say that shit. Don't say it out loud. Just move. Just go. Just bye.
Hey guys, Wisconsin forever. Am I right?
Hey. All right. What is this? Some kind of Def Jam? What is this?
Okay, Colin, we love you.
Okay, cool. Let's read some supers. Yeah, let's read some supers. Oh shit. Well, why we just want to get fired, sir?
I was about to say, if this is the last one, y'all know why, and we're sorry.
This is the last one, man. Look, man, y'all know where to find Will, but where I'ma go?
Does anybody ever flame Colin on his own network like that?
Hey, I mean, we're gonna do it today. We're gonna do it today. All right, let's get into these super chats. Hey, Will, what you think? Hey, Will, what you think Colin? Hold on. What you think Colin gonna do when this come on? Wait, hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. I gotta find the perfect version of it. That's the video version. Hold on, here we go. I'm trying to find a fucking cha-cha slide, man, where they got everything. But Will, what you think Colin gonna do? Cha-cha slide? Come on. What you think?
What you think Colin gonna do when this drop?
Colin has no clue what to do when that comes on.
Well, what is this fine-tuned here?
Time out. Wait. Is this a song Nick Saban was dancing to? What is that thing that Nick Saban was doing? wait.
I got a jam for you guys. I got a jam.
All right. Hey, DJ, put this on. Let's see. Play this funky classic. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Can I read my super chats, please?
Please.
Oh, shit.
You niggas are crazy.
Oh, shit.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, Will said they're gonna hear about this in all the circles on TV, and Skip Baylor's gonna be like, "Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though."
Skip would have been like,
"My turn. You told me it was my turn."
He ain't letting us talk.
Bow. Oh shit.
But Skip,
okay, here we
I'm
go.
a 3-time domino champion. So you ain't better than Brady. Damn, nigga, why Shayna let him do that, man? He crazy.
Oh fuck, man. Can I read my supers? Hey man, this was a good run, man. Look, we almost made it to the bonus check, Will. Still, we almost got the Christmas bonus, but boy, they got.
Oh, I'd be sick if they pull that thing because we just roasted.
Oh goodness,
bro. Remember what happened last time? If Logan called me, I would be nervous.
You know it's bad business now. You know it's bad business now.
It can't be a coincidence twice. Okay, I'm done. Go.
Hey, my man, how you know this song? Live in the suburbs, man. Colin and some of my black cousins gonna be singing "Every Rose Has Its Thorn," huh? Just all right. Okay, we moving on.
Colin gonna hear. Oh my God, is everything okay?
What's going on? That's just the music, Colin. That's just the music.
Oh, it's too easy. Just go.
Oh man, somebody gonna be fighting. Colin's gonna be like, I'm gonna have a word with him. There's no way fights happen at cookouts, huh? Hey, bro, just stay out of it, bro. Stay out of it. Who you with? I'm with Voch. Voch, you know him? Voch like, I don't know him, cuz.
Who in the blue hell are you?
Oh, shit.
Read the super chats, Voch.
I'm trying to, man. Where else can you get this information, bro? I mean, this entertainment. This is something new.
This information.
Let's see. I got to read a couple super because I wasn't here. Let's see. Hankins hurt. Boss man is hurt. 40-yard pass. Okay, DJ. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, cool. Skywalker says at least Dallas didn't pull. Okay, we read that. Okay, cool. Hey man, we ain't as behind as we thought, man. Hold on. So we go. Common Sense Lab dropped a deuce on the volume side. It says, why did we lose 14 and 17 points with run defense? Why did we lose 14 and 17 point leads with run defense? Hey man, should be happening. I think it's deep pass. I think you know,
big
chunk plays to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you up 14. You gave up a double move touchdown in this game, and then last game it was an over route. I think on Deron Bland that gave up that lead. So yeah, man, the big plays have been killing.
I'm gonna text Brumley like, "Hey, Brumley, we roasting Kyle and think we'll get fired." I do want to ask him.
I think, in all seriousness, I think he would genuinely crack the hell up listening to this.
Yeah, hey, cuz, what you doing them raisins? I just eat them as snacks. I'm good. Let's see. Aaron 561 drop 5. It says, if Jalen runs the zone read, defensive end should hit him every play. It's allowed per NFL rules. Sure, that is a coaching point. That if you run into a team that does a lot of read option, you make your quarterback pay. So sure, I don't hate it, but you just got to make sure that everybody else feels their run fits. So that the running back ends up on the ground. Appreciate it, Aaron. Memphis Mike from New Mexico. What's that?
Nothing. I don't want to do this one. We might get canned for this one. No, go ahead.
I want to read it though.
Oh no, it's not. It was another Colin. I think I might have went too far with this one.
Yeah, we go. Yeah. Put yourself on mute. Mute us and tell me.
Okay.
Put you on mute. Yeah. All right, cool.
I can't do that one.
Okay.
They gonna cancel me.
Okay. All right. Memphis Mike from New Mexico dropped a double super chat. Says, I think I want Mike at middle linebacker on rundowns and Billy D. Dorrance or Golston at defensive end. Also, Will Steele.
We talked about that before, yeah.
We watched the defensive film on Patreon. Carlos Watkins was the first one tech out, not Bo. Carlos was the first one tech out, and Billy D was the second pass rusher, was the second end out, and not Dorrance.
Oh, so you've been watching the interior defensive line more intently than I have lately. Is Bo regressing?
He's not regressing. Carlos is just playing better than him.
Right, but when Bo's in there, is he still looking like Bo was at the beginning of the year?
Bo's still doing both things. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Carlos just playing some football right now, man. Carlos, and to be fair, that's probably why our interior run defense was good. It was so good for that little stretch because we had Hankins, Bo when he wasn't, sick and injured or whatever, and then Carlos was emerging. Look, man, Carlos got off the practice squad and he ain't never go back. Carlos ain't never go back, man.
Right.
That motherfucker earned his rag, man. King Element dropped a deuce and says Colin about to pull out. He about to pull up with his pants sagging. He better not. Appreciate you, King Element. And L dropped a deuce and says, gonna miss this show. Farewell episode, Studio 2023. Hey, man. Let me tell you something, man. If they can call Bob Cousy a Negan, we can get away with roasting Colin Cowherd, man. Come on, man. All right. All right, moving on.
I got you. Keep going. I got you.
All right, cool. On the Voch side, perfect. Perfect. What's today? The 20th? All right. On the Voch side, let's see. Did we miss any from yesterday? All right. Aaron E dropped a deuce and says, Can y'all play Shango video? Law retweeted. It's facts. I'll look at it. Appreciate you though, Aaron. Jamal Wilson dropped 5 and said this is yesterday. He dropped 5 and says Mahomes in this offense will play the same as Dak and put Dak with Andy Reid. He would be a lot better. Come
on now.
That's what we'll still be talking about. Come on, man. Common 219 says, is this the new norm for offensive linemen subbing them in and out during the game? I don't remember this happening in the past unless of injury. Well, because you typically don't have too much offensive line depth. We got a couple dudes that we feel like can really play. So,
yeah, I think they're legitimately trying to figure shit out because Tyron was coming back and then Steele went down. So I think last year was weird. This year I feel like it's legitimate. Here you go, bro. You ever see Grown Ups? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So you, for whatever reason, we not froze? We froze? So we not froze?
It's froze
check.
on.
I think we unfroze now.
All right, cool. There we go. I see.
So you've seen this before?
Yeah.
How do you do, fellow kids?
They said that's going to be Colin. All right, I had to show that. Okay.
Imagine what would happen if every person in United.
Are we still live? Did they just pull the plug?
Huh?
Did they pull the plug on us? Are we still live?
Yeah, we good. Hey, look, we got another one, man. I can't do the gymnastics or what. Hold on, I can do this. Hold on, I can do this.
Sure you can.
Hold on, I can do this. Let's see. No, I don't want to do it. I'll just say this. Y'all remember Rush Hour 1?
I just watched it again the other day.
Jackie Chan was in the pool hall when Chris Tucker was in the back and he walked.
Oh, is it? What's up, my Negan?
I ain't gonna say that now. All right, super before we get fired. Let me get back to it. Here we go. Because the volume is getting their money right now, so this is okay. We read that one. Trey's neglected trash can dropped to 5 and says, Voch out here looking like Shanae on the Frozen screen. Yeah, that's when my video froze yesterday. The lights went out. My bad. Grande Poppy dropped a deuce. Pause. It says, I don't think DQ has been creative enough with Parsons. I don't think he's been creative enough with Trey Diggs, but appreciate you. JQ.
Great conversation, man.
Yeah, it was a good one. JQ dropped a 5 2 times. One time he said, what's up, Voch? Nuanced world order over here. My 40th birthday today, so I'm going to need a Gundy drop and a war call. Still need the nuanced world. Okay, cool. JQ just turned 40 today, Will said. Can we get Mike Gundy, please?
Hey.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Happy birthday, brother.
Appreciate you, JQ. Salute to you, sir. Then you also said, I was at Jags versus Cowboys game, and Cowboys took the stadium over as far as fans in the crowd. Then we lost. P.S. Martise nonsense messing up my birthday. My bad. That's for the content, man. Hallelujah dropped the deuce and says, why wasn't there a 10-second runoff after the review? Man, it was 2 weeks ago, dog. I don't even know. Appreciate you, though.
I think they did talk about that.
Yeah.
They have it's not a 10-second runoff, but the clock starts as soon as the ball is set.
Yeah.
And I think
there you go. Will still got the answers for us. Eastside Harold dropped the deuce. Appreciate you, Eastside Harold. He says, Voch and Steele selling dreams. Bro, I ain't selling nothing. They are investigating the old boy, and Colts picks, and Texans picks may be affected. I ain't lying to you. Let's see. Chalateco 09 drop 5. It says Kellen Moore got to be the product. Kellen Moore got to go. He is a product of Jason Garrett. He's a product of Linehan, but if you want to use that same family, then I understand. But Kellen just got to be situational. But I don't know how much longer we wait on that. And Jonathan Scruggs dropped a deuce and says, put safety help over cornerback 2 or it's a wrap. I feel you, big dog. Chat. What's good with y'all? Voch, Ferguson returned to practice squad. Ferguson who? I know Jake Ferguson ain't on no practice squad. He ain't gonna be that long if he is. Sadiqa, but I don't know. We'll definitely check on that. You forgot King Element's other super chat. I read all the super chats, y'all.
He returned to practice.
He returned to practice.
That's what I think she meant, yeah.
Not the practice squad, but the practice. Okay, cool. If he returned to practice, then he is out of the concussion protocol. So that's fire. King Element, what was your other super chat so I can acknowledge you, sir? Because I went back and I read them all, unless there's one from like 5 days ago. Ain't going that far. Tamara says, did y'all know that Roger Goodell has a black nephew?
I saw somebody post that. I thought they was just trolling, but if that was real, interesting.
I bet he don't bring raisins to the cookout. What else? What y'all got, chat? Man, it is 4:55. All right, yo, chat. We appreciate. Look, listen. Colin pulling up with Team Jordans.
Team.
Not the Team Jones. God damn, that's funny, bro. Hey man, listen. They say he was at the Jackson State game.
Yeah, he was.
That's funny.
I saw the picture. I thought they was just trolling. That's real. That's crazy.
That's funny. Hey man, listen, we appreciate y'all. Oh, he played for Dion. Okay, cool. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. This was a fun show. What other plays can you get? I would say solid information for what, 45 minutes, Will Steele? Then after that, it just turns into what it turns into.
That's the problem, man. Not the problem, but that's the thing. You just never know what you're gonna see, man.
Never know, man. Appreciate you, Manscaped. Shouts out to y'all. Also, hey, look, if y'all Christmas shopping or whatever, and y'all want to, true classic tees, man, promo code Voch. Manscaped, you want to cop some Manscaped for somebody, promo code Voch20, you want to shop a watch for somebody, shop a Vincero watch. That's my little case here. Y'all want to shop a Vincero watch, you know what I'm saying? Promo code, what's my Vincero code? Promo code Voch, you know what I'm saying? HelloFresh, Voch20. No, that's Voch65 at HelloFresh. Hey, man. Hold me down, I'll hold y'all down. Save y'all some money. Follow all of the Volume social media pages. If we don't get, if we don't come back tomorrow, then at least follow them on their social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. And if you want to see the film in its longest form, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. We even do polls over there to talk about what y'all want to watch. And when draft season comes around, that's where my draft film will be, the long form draft film. So it'll be a fun place all year. If y'all want to follow Master William on social medias,
I was on the bomb squad for 10 years.
If you're a member of the bomb squad, you want to follow him on all his social medias, follow his work. You follow him at Skywalker Steele on social media, Skywalker STEELE, and on A to Z Dallas in the morning. He'll definitely have a job if I don't. But A to Z Dallas in the morning at 8:15ish, 8:30, he'll take y'all away to 10 o'clock. Appreciate you, sir, for point guarding us today.
Appreciate you.
For the rest of y'all hold down with the Dosey Wilson Peasky Whiskey. If I don't get a phone call, we'll be here tomorrow and we'll tap in then and talk about the Eagles more. Volume.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?